Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie, and let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to begin with these 2 glass jars. They were filled with yogurt that we enjoy, and I went ahead and cleaned them up. And I'm taking some isopropyl rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to spray it all around the outside to remove any excess residue that might still be on there, and a paper towel, and just rub until it's all off. Now I'm taking some water, adding some water inside my jars, and some of this Mod Podge in the gloss. This one's in the gloss, but you can use matte. And some of this gold paint by Folk Art in the metallic gold. A couple squeezes of that. And then some of this Apple Barrel bright yellow paint as well. And now I'm going to take a skewer and mix it all up as best as I can. And I do this to both until all the paint is well mixed. Now I'm going to take these 2 honey dippers, and I got these from Amazon, and I'm just going to dip them in the paint and get them well covered to make it look like it's honey. It's a little bit bright, but we're going to do something else to it a little bit later. And I place them on these clamps to help get them dry. And then my jars, I'll go ahead and add a little bit more water. It was a little bit too thick. And I'm just going to coat the inside of these 2 jars by swirling them around in this manner, like this. Place those aside to help dry. Now I'm going to take this little pot. It's for glue, and I usually take all these little bits of glue that I might get from my glue gun, and I put them in there. And now I'm going to heat it up till it's nice and melted. Now I'm taking the silicone spatula and the silicone molds that I have, and I got these from Amazon, and I'm just going to put some of the glue inside of these molds. The first one up top are the little bees, and there's a little mica powder in there. That's why you see some black. And then these are just little honeycomb molds. So I'll go ahead and place some more of the hot glue that's melted and press it on there with the silicone spatulas. Do not touch the glue. It's not super hot, but it's not cold. So here they come out pretty easily like this. It's nice and set. And I peel it off the silicone spatulas, and now I'm just going to take my scissors and kind of fussy cut the excess glue, put it back in my little pot so I don't waste anything. Look at my little bee, so cute. Now I'll do the same with the honeycombs. Remove it from the spatula like this. It comes off the mold easily, and trim off any rigid pieces that don't look cute. So just like this. Look how cute. So I'll set that aside, and I'll do one more to show you guys. Remove all the excess glue, put it back in my hot glue melting pot, and then snip off any excess glue that didn't form right. And then off camera, I went ahead and created some more for some embellishments for other projects. Now here is my honey dipper, and I'm going to dip it in the same glue mixture. And I'm going to use my heat gun to help melt it to drip down a little bit. I wanted some drips, make it look a little bit more authentic. Then I'll place it back on the craft clamp and allow it to cool and set. And I do this to both, like this. Now I'm going to take these tiny little tags that I had in my stash and some Mod Podge. I'm just going to add a little bit of Mod Podge to them really quick and brush it on. And then I'm going to take these little pieces of bees that came from some napkins that I had in my stash as well. They're just little pieces. And I'm just going to brush those on really quick. This part here is super quick. A super quick little decoupage. So now allow those to dry for a little bit. Now I'm going to take my little jars again, and I'm just going to spread some more of this mixture that's inside just to do a second coat. And I do this to both because they're not dry yet. The mixture is still pretty wet, so I need to utilize that and give it a second little coat. Okay, so now here are my honey dippers, and they look super cute. Look at that. So next I'm going to work on my little tags, and I'm just going to take my finger sander and sand off any excess napkin layer that's on here. So just remove that really quick. Now I'm going to take my crocodile, the tool to create holes, and I'm going to take my hot glue honeycombs, and I'm going to create some holes in it. And I'm going to take some jute twine and thread it through. And I do this to 2 of my honeycombs. That's all I'm going to use for this DIY. But I don't waste anything. I use up all these in other DIYs today. So here are the two that I threaded through, and now I'm going to take the jute twine, tie it to the top of these jars, tie it real tight, and then one end of the jute twine I'm going to thread through one of the tags, and I'll bring the honeycomb piece to the front and then just tie a cute little bow. And I do this to both. Look how cute. Okay, so now I'm going to take my lighter, remove any fuzzies off of the jute twine, and I also go around the little tag because why not? Make it look cute. So I do that to both also. Now I'm going to take these little lids that I got from Amazon, and then they fit these little jars perfectly. Look how adorable. Now for the little bees, I'm going to adhere them onto little honey dippers. Now all I have to do is give it a little bow, and I use this little bee ribbon from the Dollar Tree to create some little bows just to give it that really cute look. So I just create these little tiny bows and snip off the ends in a dovetail to both, and just adhere them with some hot glue, and later I add a couple of these cute little dried flowers, and that is it. And here's how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. This video is part of the Easter and Spring Look Off the Hook challenge. I'm doing spring and I'm doing bees because you know that's my thing. And I'm hosting today with my friends Christine from DIY Craftaholic and C from CJ DIY, and our guest host is Raisha from Pretty DIYs. And of course there's going to be a playlist included with this challenge, so when you're done watching my video, please head on over to my description box, click the link there, and enjoy the playlist. And I'll also pin it in my comment section for your convenience. I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. For DIY number 2, I'm going to begin with 2 of these new boxes from the Dollar Tree. They look like crates, but they are boxes, and also these hanging pallet looking signs. And I'm going to go in with the Waverly chocolate in the color Snow White and the Waverly Antique Wax, give them a full coat. So now I'm going to take the opposite colors and do some dry brushing and antiquing. So I'll begin with the Snow White chalk paint, and I'll add this to the palettes that are painted with the antique wax and do a distressed look, kind of like a weathered look on both of these, and I'll do the backs as well. This particular DIY can be 2 different things. It could be a hanger, or it could be just a planter that sits on a tabletop or shelf. So I want to make sure all the sides are covered and looking cute. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and just take care of it all once and for all. And now I'll do the same with the boxes. I'm going to take the antique wax using the same paintbrush, and I'll just very gently do some antiquing on it, and I'll get all the edges, all the creases, and help bring out all the designs on the front, and of course any texture that's all over the box, on the back, on the inside, all of it. And I do this to both so they look like this. Now I'm just going to simply take my palettes and place the boxes on top, and I'm going to decide my placement. And now I'm going to take my super glue wood glue, which I love, from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use a nice generous amount and placing some hot glue in the center. Do not mix, and place my box flat on the tabletop. That way if I wanted to place it on a shelf, it'll be nice and even and level. So like this before the glue sets. Now I'm going to take some floral foam and I'm going to place that inside each of these boxes because these will become planters. Now I'm going to take an assortment of these pretty flowers. These are blossom ferns, these are wildflowers, these are rosemary, and then this last one are Billy Button from Walmart. The rest are from Dollar Tree. Until they look like this. Look how cute. Now I'm going to use some of the remainder pieces of the hot glue embellishments that I created. I'm just going to add them onto a piece of bamboo skewer to create these little picks, and I'll add plenty of hot glue to make sure that they're nice and set and they stick well. And I'm adding the little bees on one on each of the planters, and some little bows that I created with some Dollar Tree ribbon, and I'll place those on the picks on the fronts, and I keep placing them upside down because I want to make sure that all the glue is nice and set before I continue. And I go ahead and add some more of these little bees that I made, and I'll place them on the picks as well. until they look so cute. And then I'll just place the picks in the planters and we'll call it a day. That is it for this one. Simple but so cute. And this is how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 3, I'm going to use 4 of these brand new Dollar Tree bee themed hanging hexagons. Boy, that was a mouthful. They're all different. They're all so cute. So I'm going to go in with the Waverly Antique Wax and my chunky chippy brush, and I'm going to do a bit of antiquing on these pieces. And I'm just going to go around the edges, and I do a light coat on the inside just to enhance the designs on the insides because they are so cute. And I also do the backs as well. So now here I'm going to decide how I'm going to place them, but I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to stack 2 together and put the other 2 on the sides in this manner. Now I'm going to use my super glue wood glue and do a very gentle amount on the edges, and using my craft clamps, my little ones, and I'm going to place them together, lock them in place till the glue sets. I'm not going to use any hot glue to join them at all, just this wood glue and my clamps, my little craft clamps. So I do this to all the sides that are joined together and create this really cute hanging sign. So here are the last couple of craft clamps that I need to place on there, and I'll just leave this in this spot to allow all the glue to set. Now I'm going to take this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's a really pretty lacy ribbon, and I'm just going to create a simple cute bow. I want this to be a very neutral DIY, and I thought about using burlap, but I don't know, I kind of like this really pretty dainty lace ribbon to make this little bow, just to make it, I don't know, look kind of sweet. Get it, honey, sweet bees? Now I'm just going to tack down the 2 tails, that way they don't fly everywhere. Now in my stash I had these tiny little flowers. They're called star flowers, and I'm going to trim the ends and add a dab of glue and place each little bundle at the side of the bow like this. And I do the same to the other side, and they are so adorable. They're just so dainty, and I think it just gives this, it just amps up this DIY. It just makes it look super cute. And that is it. I do trim off the extra jute twine that's hanging there. I just leave the one and remove the clamps, and look how cute. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I'm going to use this little wooden frame. It's got the circular top, and I'm going to remove this paper. We don't need that. And I'm going to use some of these wood biscuits that I picked up from Amazon. These are used to create furniture, to join pieces of wood together. So I'm going to use 25 of these, and I'm going to use the apple barrel paint and the color yellow to paint them. And I also use the antique wax to paint the bottom of this frame. Now I'm removing these little clips. We're not going to need them. And for the hole in the center, I'm going to cover it with a little piece of burlap because I think that would look cute. So I'm just going to place it on there, and once it's adhered, I'm going to take my scissors and snip off or trim off the excess like this. Now these wood biscuits are going to be the petals to my flower. I'm just simply going to add a little bit of glue and place them all the way around this round piece like this until I get them all done. And it took 13 of these wood biscuits to make the complete flower. Now I'm going to take the remainder, and I'm just going to place them in the center of each of the 2 biscuits to create another layer and make the flower look extra full. So here's the last one, and just look how cute this looks. I think it's adorable. So now I'm going to take the antique wax, and I'm going to go alongside all the petals and actually the whole flower, just to give it some dimension and a bit of antiquing. Just look how pretty. Now in my stash I had this laser cutout of this hexagon with bee inside, and I'm going to go over it with the same antique wax just to make everything nice and cohesive. And then once I get that done, I'm going to place it in the center to see where I want it placed, and using a few dabs of glue, I'm going to adhere it to the center of the flower. And now I'm going to take some jute twine, and I'm going to wrap some jute twine around my fingers, kind of like I'm making a tassel, but I'm not. I'm just going to take another piece of jute twine and tie it in the very center to create a bow. And now I'm just kind of fluffing up the loops a little bit, getting them nice and even, and snip off any excess on the tails and add it to the bottom of my flower. So cute. Now I'm going to go in my stash and I'm going to find a couple of these little bees. I think these tiny ones are from Amazon. I do have one more of the bigger size one that came from Dollar Tree. I hope they have them again this year because they are so adorable. So here I'm just going to place a few around this flower. Here's the last one. And then I just take my lighter to remove all the fuzzies, and then later I'll add some more of those little star flowers to it. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 5, I'm going to use one of these new candle holders from the Dollar Tree. This one says happy on it, and then I cut out this word that says be with my Cricut. I wanted to put on there be happy, but then there wasn't enough space, so I placed it on the bottom. So instead it's going to read a happy bee. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So once I get this on there, now I'm going to take some of this moss from the Dollar Tree, the floral moss, and I'm just going to take a nice glob of it, place some hot glue on it, and very gently place it inside the candle holder, and using my silicone spatula to press it down because nobody wants to get burnt. This will burn you for sure. Now I'm going to allow that to set. In the meantime, I'm taking these last few pieces of hot glue honeycomb that I made, and I'm going to use my heat gun to kind of soften them up and kind of bend them a bit, and then using these clamps I got from the Dollar Tree in the laundry section, and I'm going to use these to help keep them in this particular shape. If I use the other clamps, it would probably cut them in the center, but these are just enough to be able to get them rounded like I want. So I'll place them aside like this, let those set. And so now they're nice and cool. And now I'm going to take some more hot glue, and I'm just going to hot glue all these together to create one round piece of honeycomb. And so now I'm going to take some hot glue, place it on the bottom, and stick it inside like this. Allow that to set. In the meantime, I'm going to find just one bee because it's going to be a happy bee. And this is the bee from the Dollar Tree, the larger bees. So I'm going to take some hot glue and place that inside on the honeycomb. And look at him, he's so nice and happy. Now I'm going to take some of this yellow ribbon. This is also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to add a little bit on the top just to give it another little bit of color. And then I go ahead and create a little bow to go on here as well. And then off camera, I did add some more of those star flowers to this DIY, and I just placed them in the center of the honeycomb to make it look super cute. And that is it. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. If you're on Instagram, this is my QR code. I invite you to come follow me on there. This is my QR code for TikTok. I do have a Threads account. This is my handle for it. I have a Pinterest. This is my handle for Pinterest. Here's my QR code for Hometalk. I do have a Facebook account, and I do have a crafting group on Facebook, and I invite you to come join us there. And now we're at the final reveal. Let me know what you think and which one's your favorite one. Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank Christine from DIY Craftaholic and C from CJ DIY for joining me in hosting this challenge. And I also like to thank Raisha from Pretty DIYs for being our guest host today. And please don't forget there's a playlist waiting to be watched. It's linked in my description box and pinned in my comments for your convenience. And enjoy it. There's going to be so much inspiration for Easter and for spring. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.